Hello children, how are you? Today I am going to discuss the very important chapter that is related to the French Revolution. And in this chapter, the unit 2, that is the outbreak of the revolution, and many videos have been sent to you related to this chapter. Now, today I am going to discuss the very important part, that is the drastic change that were brought about the National Assembly in the 1789. So some of the drastic change that was brought, they are the power of the Louis XVI were reduced, and he was now king only as a name. On the night of 4th August 1789, the assembly passed a decree and abolished the feudal system, and many taxes that was also removed. The members of the clergy were forced to give up their privileges. Taxes were abolished and land were owned by the church were confiscated. So these are some of the important drastic change that were brought about the National Assembly in 1789. Now I'm going to discuss the very important features of the Constitution of 1791. So what are the some of the features that are related to it? They are that number one, the France become a constitutional monarchy. The power of the king were reduced to a great extent. Now he was not having such power that he was having it before. But in the name, he was there, but for the name. So these power, instead of being concentrated in the hand of one person, were now separate and assigned to different institutions, the legislature, executive, judiciary. So this made France a constitutional monarchy. Number third, the Constitution of 1791 vested in the power to make law in the National Assembly, which was indirectly elected. Citizens voted for a group of electors who in turn choose the assembly. Next, only the men above the 25 years of age were having the right, political rights, and they paid the tax. At least the 3 days of the labor wages were given the right to vote. It means they were active citizen. The remaining men and all the women, those who were classified, they were seen as a passive citizen. That means below the 24 years of a man are also passive. They are not allowed, they were not having the political right. They were not given a political right. So to qualify as an elector and then as a member of the assembly, a man had to belong to a highest bracket of the taxpayer. Next, the constitution began with a declaration of the right of man and citizens rights such as the right to life, freedom of speech, freedom of opinion, equality before law could now be availed by each human being by birth. Now, next part is that is the picture given in your book, and this picture that you can see over here. So why are images and symbol used in the 18th century France? What do the following symbol stand for? So there are many symbols in which I am going to explain you regarding this. The broken chain, the eye within a triangle radiating light, the law tablet, the bundle of rods and bundle of rods. So literacy was very low in 18th century in France. Majority of men and women um, are not able to read, not able to write. So images and symbols were frequently used instead of printed words to communicate the content of the declaration of the right. So the following symbols convey different ideas. And what are they? For example, the broken chain. What the broken chain makes the gives the idea. Chain were used to fetter slave. A broken chain stands for act of becoming free. Number 2, the eye with a triangular radiating light. The all-seeing eye stands for knowledge. The rays of the sun will drive away the clouds of ignorance. The law tablet, the law is the same for all and all are equal before it. Next, the bundle of rods and one rod can be broken very easily, but not an entire bundle of the rod can be broken by any person. So this implies that strength lies in unity. So thanks. We will come with another video with a chapter that is related to the French Revolution, Unit 3. Thank you.